Good morning, students. Let's start with the second test on MCQ on spectroscopy. Okay, so this test again I prepared it for MSc student set and NET examination. So there are total 17 questions and level of difficulty is moderate. I have given 50 marks to this test. Actually, in this test there are 9 2 marks question and 7 or 8 4 marks question. So there are total 17 questions for 50 marks. Those who want to take the test, the link is in the description. So let's begin with the answers. The first question in this test was, how many signals propanaldehyde will show in PMR? It's a very simple question. As you know, the structure of propanaldehyde is CH3, CH2, CHO. CH3, CH2, CHO. That means there will be one signal for CH3, another one for CH2 and another one for aldehydic H. So there will be 3 signals in PMR spectroscopy. Okay, answer is B, 3 signals. Second question is the number of chemical shift non-equivalent protons expected in H1 NMR spectrum of alpha pinene. So this is alpha pinene structure and the concept is based on the diastereotypic protons. That means the proton which are near to the chiral center, they show different signal or they couple to each other. So this is the chiral center, this one is the chiral center. So this CH2 protons will couple with each other and will show different signals. Similarly for these 2 protons of CH2 and these 2 methyl groups also. So let's count the total number of non-equivalent protons in the alpha pinene. So 1 for methyl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So in alpha pinene there are 10 different or 10 non-equivalent protons. So option is D. The third question was, match the correct structure and carbonyl stretching frequencies. So this is a very simple question based on the IR spectroscopy. As everyone knows, there are 2 major factors which affect the IR frequency, that is the ring strain and the conjugation. So this is a lactone molecule, 5-membered lactone. 5-membered lactone have characteristic IR frequency as 1770 because 6-membered lactone is unstrained. It shows at 1735, but as ring goes on decreasing, ring size goes on decreasing, the IR stretching frequency will increase from 1735 to 1770. Okay, so P is Y. Now the next option is conjugation on the side of oxygen. As everyone knows that if the conjugation is on the side of oxygen, it will increase the double bond character of this carbonyl group and also it will increase the carbonyl stretching frequency of this lactone. So it will increase from 1770 to 1800. Okay, it will increase to 1800. So Q will be Z. And another option is in that the carbonyl is conjugated with the double bond. So in this case, due to delocalization, the double bond character of carbonyl will decrease and it will decrease the IR stretching frequency of this compound. So R will be X. So the correct option is PYQZ RX. The first option is correct option. Okay, let's go for the next question. A compound with molecular formula C4H6O2 shows band at 1770 cm inverse in IR spectrum. So these all are lactone or esters. Okay, lactones or esters. Cyclic ester is called as lactone. As already we seen that a 5-membered lactone, the gamma lactone. Okay, alpha, beta, gamma lactone. Gamma lactone have characteristic IR stretching frequency at 1770. Most of my students are confused between these 2 options. But students, this one is not a lactone because there is one CH2 between carbonyl and oxygen. So this is a lactone or cyclic ester. So correct option is 5-membered lactone will show the IR stretching frequency at 1770. Okay, let's go for the next problem. An organic compound having the molecular formula C10H14 exhibited 2 singlets in the H1 NMR spectrum and 3 signals in the C13 NMR spectrum. Okay, now we need to see 2 singlet in H1 and 3 signals in C13. So first option, let's check with the first option. These 2 and these two. Total 4 methyl group will show singlet, as this is a symmetric molecule. Okay, this is a symmetric molecule. All the 4 methyl will show one singlet, and these two CH will also show one singlet. So this is showing 2 singlets in H1 NMR. And how about carbon? This 4 methyl group, one signal. These two will show one signal, and this quaternary carbons, these 4 quaternary carbons will show another signal in C13. So there will be 3 signals in C13. So I think the first option is correct option. Look at the second option. This is also symmetric molecule. The plane is passing through this 2 methyl group. Okay, so this 2 methyl will show different signal, like this one is singlet, this one is singlet, and these two will show one singlet. Okay, and this CH also show one singlet. So how many singlets? 1, 2, 3, and for these 2, 4 singlets. So this is not correct option, because we need only 2 singlets in H1 NMR. Let's see the next option. Is a plane passing through this 2 methyl group. Okay, in between this 2 methyl group. So these two will show same, these two will show same, and these two will show same. Again 3 singlet in this molecule in H1 NMR. Okay, so 3 singlet means this is not matching with the question. And here there is this CH3 will show quartet. Sorry, this CH3 will show triplet, and this CH2 will show quartet. So we need to have only singlets. So triplet and quartet is not in the question. So this is also ruled out. So correct option is option number 1, which is showing 2 singlets in H1 and 3 signals in C13. Okay, correct option is option number A. Next question is, the signal shows following line position in 200 MHz in NMR instrument. The chemical shift in delta ppm and coupling constant in hertz respectively are. So we need to calculate the chemical shift in delta and coupling constant in hertz. So how to convert hertz into ppm? It's very simple. We need to check out with the operating frequency. What is operating frequency here? It is a 200 megahertz. So it will be 200, 400, 600, 800. Okay, so 200, we need to assign 200 as 1 ppm. So 400 will become 2 ppm, 300 will become 6 ppm, and 800 will become 4 ppm. So this is a quartet centered at 800 ppm. Okay, this quartet is centered at 800 ppm. So 800 will be, if 200 is equal to 1 ppm, 800 will be 4 ppm. Okay, it will be 4 ppm. So chemical shift in delta ppm is 4 ppm. So first 2 options are correct option. Among these 2 options there is a answer. So let's calculate the hertz for coupling constant. So coupling constant is a distance between 2 consecutive lines in hertz. Okay, already these values are in hertz. So we need to just take the difference between these 2 lines. Consecutive line or successive line means you can take the difference between these 2 lines or last 2 lines. Okay, let's take the difference from 809 minus 803 is 6 hertz. 797 minus 791, it's again 6 hertz. 803 minus 797 is 6 hertz. So correct option is 4 ppm and 6 hertz. The coupling constant is 6 hertz. So this is a correct option. Now the next question is, in the H1 NMR spectrum of following compound, methyl signals will appear at. This problem is based on the diamagnetic anisotropy. Okay, this problem is based on diamagnetic anisotropy concept. In this, due to induced magnetic field, okay, means we have applied magnetic field and induced magnetic field. So this is a ring current, and in between that ring current there will be an induced magnetic field which will be opposite to the applied magnetic field. Due to this induced magnetic field, these methyl groups are shielded. Okay, these methyl groups are shielded, and this will protect this methyl group from applied magnetic field. So, okay, so the inside proton of this ring system, so wherever there is a inside proton in this ring system, there will be a shielding or protection of these protons. So this methyl group surprisingly shows the signal at minus 4.2 ppm. Okay, this is the concept of diamagnetic anisotropy. They will show the signal at minus 4.2 ppm. Some of the students are learning the first order spectra, so this is a new concept for them. The signals at minus 4.2 ppm. So correct answer is option number D. Let's go for the next problem. This is again same problem. These are problems from the CSIR NET examination, and here also they ask for the carbonyl stretching frequency of 5-membered lactone. In IR spectroscopy, only two concepts are most famous because the questions are on those concepts only. One is conjugation, which alters the carbonyl stretching frequency. Another one is ring size. Okay, so 6-membered lactone is at 1735. 5-membered lactone will be around 1770. This is a correct option for this problem. Okay, now the next problem is this looks like a very simple problem. How many signals in N-dimethyl bromide, that is DMF, will show in H1 NMR spectrum? So everyone knows the DMF. DMF is N-dimethyl formamide. So everyone's think that there will be a methyl group show one signal and aldehyde will be one, but this is the wrong answer. Due to delocalization of lone pair, there will be restricted double bond rotation. Okay, restricted in carbon nitrogen double bond, and these two methyl group will show different signals. Okay, these two methyl group will show different signals. So 1, 2 and 3, there will be 3 signals in dimethyl formamide molecule. Okay, there will be 3 signals. So correct option is option number C. Now the next problem is an organic compound having molecular formula C15H10O exhibit the following H1 and C13 NMR spectra. In H1 NMR we have 2.4 singlet, 7.2 doublet, 7.7 doublet, and in C13 we have peak at 21, 129, 130, 136, 140, 1 and 190. Okay, so in H1 NMR spectrum we have only 3 signals, one at 2.4 and another 2 at 7.7 and 7.2. So what we need to see, only 3 signals in H1 NMR and 6 signals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 signals in C13. So which is the correct option? This is for 4 marks. This is from CSIR NET examination. So let's see how many signals in H1 NMR for this first molecule. Methyl group will show 1 signal. This 2CH will show 1 signal, 2 signals. Then this 2 will show another 1 signal. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this molecule will show 5 signals in H1 NMR. So this option is ruled out. Let's see the another option. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 signals in H1 NMR spectrum. Okay, these 1, 2 and the para will be 3 and the CH2 will 4th signal. So this is also ruled out because there are 4 signals in H1 NMR. We need only 3 signals. You see here. So 2.4, 7.2 and 7.7. So we need only 3 signals in H1 NMR. Let's see for this one. This one is 1 signal, CH3 singlet. Then this 2 will show same. This 2 will show same. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So this is completely ruled out. So there is only one option left. Let's check with this option. So methyl groups will show 1 signal. This 2 will show, and this 2. This 4 CH will show 1 signal, and this ortho to carbonyl will show another 1 signal. So this molecule is showing 3 signals in H1 spectrum. So this is correct answer. Okay. To avoid lengthy videos, let's see the next problems in part 2. Thank you very much. If you guys